This video tutorial covers making sure Cassie Manager can connect to Missouri Evergreen. To start, you'll want to make sure that you are at the computer where Cassie Manager is installed. And if you are not the IT person at your library, I would strongly recommend you coordinate with your IT person, possibly have them watch this as well. So if you are at the station that Cassie Manager is installed on, you'll want to launch the setup utility. And we are currently running version 4.1.1 at the time of recording this tutorial. Some things to go over while you're here is making sure that your license setup is correct, your Cassie account, that's for your domain, is set up correct, the manager address is set up correct, and the manager port is set up correct. But the big thing is the authentication setup. If it worked before joining or changing ILSs and it doesn't now, the authentication setup is where you'll want to go. Here at Poplar Bluff Municipal Library, we use SIP2 connection. If it's not switched to SIP2, you can use the drop-down box to change that. And then if you click Setup, there's a lot of options here, but this is what we use. This can be a reference point for you. Use SIP2 login when connecting. So this is information that you'll get from your ILS provider, or in this case, Missouri Evergreen Equinox. They should provide you with this information so you can get logged in. And this is a key part in communicating with the ILS. You'll also want to make sure you look at vendor-specific SIP2 extensions. So if I click on Extension Setup, the ILS vendor type, we have it selected as Evergreen, and we don't have any of these other options changed. Cancel back out. This information down here below is specific to how you want Cassie to operate, so this is what we're doing, but that may not be what you guys are doing. If it worked before a certain way, again, you may just want to leave it as is. You're only going to be changing the SIP2 information, so I'm going to cancel out here. And now down below that, there's the authentication server, and this can be put in here one of two different ways. You can either use an IP address if you know the specific IP address, or if it's a rotating IP but the host name remains the same, you can use the host name instead. And over to the right, you'll have your port. This is a very important number. You want to make sure that this number is not being blocked on your firewall. So again, if you are not the IT person at your library, watching this video, coordinate with them to make sure that this port is not being blocked, because that will prevent any communication between your Cassie Manager and your ILS. And if you still do not have a connection, you can always contact Librarica. I'll have some of that information pop up on the screen so you guys can review that and see if you need to reach out to them. Also, I'll have Equinox, some of their information. You should already be in contact with them, but if not, you should be able to shoot them a message or give them a call if you have issues getting things ironed out. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching.